4,000 going now with a new toaster, and that's really a nice piece to work with too. And I've got some of the Lightwave 3D made on the toaster, and then I use that to mix in with some photographs that I use the MX1 to distort, and I've got a little short demo of that on the end of my other demo tape, and I might stick a piece of that on there. And I think some of you guys has got these mixers, so you can make up these with your friends and family. And there's several people, after they saw these tapes I made, they brought me 8 or 10 pictures and let me make them up like a 3 to 5 minutes, whatever a song is, and then put their song to it, and then they play it for birthday parties and different things like that. And once you see this, you'll see how much fun it'd be to make one of these. So maybe next month I'll have room to stick that whole thing on there. Well, I'm about to run out of time here, coming up on 30 minutes, so I guess I'll sign off and look forward to seeing you guys tape next month. And next month I'll put the little demo tape on there, either that or put the full Lightwave one that I put together on there, which makes a neat little tape. And so meanwhile, you guys enjoy down there in that Florida, 2 of you I think's in Florida, that pretty weather you're having down there. And we've had winter up here. It's 32 degrees this morning, and they're expecting frost in the morning. So, and this is the 13th of May, so we're having some strange weather, and we've had a lot of flooding and a lot of snow. Well, I guess we have to take the bitter with the sweet. Can't have everything. Yeah, this Bob gave me a little card here a couple days ago that kind of suited me and him. It said, God put me on earth to accomplish a certain number of things. Right now I'm so far behind I'll never die. And I don't know how long it would take me to get caught up on all the things I'd like to do. I'd probably be about 125 or 30, and I still might not be caught up. Well, it's about time to quit here, fellas, so you guys tell me a little bit about yourself on the next tape, and I'll see you next month on the Round Robin. Okay, we're back on Lake Jocassee again. I run a little bit of that. That's my sister-in-law. And I'm answering some of Jim's questions. My sister-in-law's daughter-in-law. I run a little bit of this again. Well, actually, it's nothing you saw before. This is actually the dam and stuff, but where they pump the water across the mountain to fill this lake. And I'll use a little bit of this because I've got another one from the Nature Center, and it's not quite long enough, so I'll use a little bit more of this. They pump that water across here, across that mountain, and fill us up. Of course, you saw the falls back there earlier too. It's over on the other side. Jim was asking me how big this is. I don't really know. I think we rode up through there a couple of hours and turned around, come back, and went up some of the coves. So it's probably, a few miles long. Deepest I saw on the depth finder was 410 feet, but they said there's some spots at 600. So I was looking at Jim got some fantastic shots down at River and the stadium, and really them's going to be keepsakes because they're going to tear that stadium down, put in a new one. So them will really be some good pictures there. I'll cut down a little bit on this sound of this waterfall here. This is another waterfall that's coming in there, which is a lot of water going into that lake. And then they're also pumping across that mountain too, besides two waterfalls that I saw. But back to Jim's shots there of the stadium, man, them was fantastic with his camera. And like I said, them's really going to be keepsakes. You can hang on to them because that'll be something to have after they tear that down and put in a new stadium. Yeah, I like that country music too. I just taped something on TBS this week. It's they had the story of country music. They've been having it for the last week or so at different times, and it's went all the way back to Jimmy Rogers and come up through now. And I just taped a piece last night, and it come through Hank Williams and Marty Robbins and a bunch of them. But the first one, had a lot about Jimmy Rogers and him dying with TB, and he was only like 27 years old, or 29 or something like that. And I know, my grandparents the same way. They died young. People back, in the early part of this century died young. My grandmother was 30 when she died. And on both sides, my grandmothers were young. So people just didn't live long back then. Now, we live a long time. That's why we've got to have all these toys to keep us interested. Yeah, this is my sister-in-law's son, his wife. That's my brother-in-law, and that's my wife driving the boat. And she's scared to death of water. That's why she's got on her life jacket. I think she had one under her arm too for for backup. And she's really afraid of water. And she said her mother told her to stay away from water. She learned how to swim, so that's what she wanted to do. But this is a nice lake, and we really enjoyed it. And then we was passing some boat ramps here where they bring them in. They got, I guess you noticed there's some little islands in there and stuff. And I don't think they probably don't. I don't know if they allow skiers on there or not, but I don't think we saw any. And well, there's some sailboats and things. Okay, let's go back down here and see what I got in my notes here. Yeah, somebody. Okay, I gotta show you my daughter there that that done the Elvis thing. Yeah, she was down here yesterday evening, and I told her, I said, them guys didn't hardly think you was a girl there on that Elvis video that you done. And she said, well, you ought to show them a picture of what I really look like. So I said, all right, I'll put one in somewhere. If I have a camera set up, I've got a camera stand here, but I don't have it set up. So it looks like we're getting ready to leave this Joe Cassie here, so I guess I'll close this part off here and get over on that other tape that we're fixing to use. Okay, we're over at Cincinnati Nature Center. Man, you know what I just did? I got to turn on my mic, and so I done this segment. I hope I don't be repeating myself here now. I might. Yeah, Jim asked me about the quality on my video last time. He thought it was Super VHS, but it wasn't. It was VHS made in the AG450 on Lake Joe Cassie, and this one here at the Nature Center too. And then it's just copied from that. So it was all VHS. I used Super VHS a few years back, but I found the same problem that some of the other fellows had. I didn't have a recorder in every room so I could play it, so it made it inconvenient. So I just put all my home movies on VHS, unless I'm going to do editing to it. And then if I'm going to drop a few generations, I'd rather have a Super VHS to start with. And He has something about River Star too. That's down here just off of 275 at the river, right above River Downs is where that's at. That's where my son works. And then I think somebody was asking about putting some video of Mike's in. I taped him a few years ago there when he was doing rock and roll. And of course, the camera he had back then was like 8 or 10 lux probably. So, you know, you couldn't do too good in a nightclub with that. But at least I think I might have pretty good audio somewhere. And then Bob's down here. He had that Elite Video demo that he put on from his old tapes. And that sure worked out nice. It really improved them old tapes like that. I've noticed a lot of degradation in my old tapes. Mine really goes back, and I see a difference in them now. And me and Bob was talking here a few days ago about it says you ought to rewind your tapes, you know, every year or so. And I did that here about last year, the year before. I got down, of course, I've got about 125 beta tapes, and I wound them, and I've got a rewinder, but it only rewinds, it don't fast forward, so you have to put them in your recorder and wind them forward, and then use a rewinder to back them up. So that ain't too good on your recorder to run all them tapes through that. I got a couple of beta decks yet because I've got so many betas that I started out with. And me and Bob's going to go over and visit Jim one of these days and check out his digital cameras. And I've got a lot of questions about that. About, you know, the drawbacks to it, which the whole thing I really see right now is the drawback is not having the recorder. Of course, it's not too practical for them to make that recorder because right now they won't let them put a video in on it, and you can only have your digital in and out, and then video out, which is not very good because you can't put anything that you've already taped on, say, on Super VHS or High 8 or anything, into that and make more copies. The only way you can do it is run it through the lens. And if they made a recorder, it wouldn't have a video in either because they're afraid you'll pirate their movies, and would people be doing that because they pirate audio tapes now. So I hope they get that straightened out to where they can make something for us to put video in and do the tapes we already have. But if they don't, well, we'll just have to start from scratch and get digital and then work with the digital from now on. And that way you'd be able to do some nice manipulation. And you can really do some nice editing if you can run it through the products, you know, 3 or 4 times and add stuff to it. And well, you can really do some nice stuff. That's what they do down at the station. They run all that stuff through the big 1-inch decks, and then they use time-based correctors, and they can make quite a few generations and still get some good quality. Yeah, I see down here Steve has access to MX50, which is awfully nice. And I think it says he had an MX1 and a Boeing box and the Elite Video 2, and I think he even said he had a Amiga toaster. Bob, give me the Elite Video demo.